Behind the tall hedges of Beverly Hills, where the sun hits the hills with that unmistakable Hollywood glow, stands a mansion that mirrors the life of a woman who has mastered both brilliance and privacy. Jodie Foster has spent decades shaping iconic characters on screen, yet the real story unfolds here, in a home built on quiet confidence, timeless style, and the kind of calm only a true Hollywood veteran earns. Today, you are stepping past those gates to see how one of the industry's most private icons actually lives. Before the world knew her name, before cameras and applause ever touched her life, Jodie Foster's story began in a quiet Los Angeles home where resilience took root long before fame arrived. She was born Alicia Christian Foster on November 19, 1962, the youngest child of a family already shaped by separation, leaving her mother to carry 4 children through uncertain years. Yet even in that fractured beginning, something about Jodie felt unmistakably focused. She read at 3, performed at 3, and moved through the world with a maturity far beyond her age. A simple copper-tone commercial became the spark that pulled her from the living room into the bright, crafted light of early Hollywood, the first step in a journey she seemed destined to follow. Small film roles and long days on studio lots became her childhood routine. More than 50 shows shaped her early years, teaching her through cameras and scripts instead of classrooms. But everything changed in 1976 with Taxi Driver. In that dark, neon world, she played a child far older than her age, and the role pushed her into a level of fame few young actors ever reach. She earned an Academy Award nomination and sudden attention she never truly wanted. With fame came a new understanding that public life is heavy and that she would always need quiet spaces and privacy to protect herself. After that intense year, she went to France and finally found something new in her life. Quiet. Slower days, peaceful streets, and a culture that valued real craft helped her feel steady again. She later tried to rebuild her normal life at Yale, hoping books and routine would give her space to breathe. But the Hinckley incident shattered that calm and showed her how fragile safety could be. From then on, she learned to protect herself carefully, a habit that still shapes the way she chooses her homes and the people she keeps close. Then came the turning point that truly rebuilt her. In 1988, The Accused forced her to confront emotional terrain that left her shaken but stronger. She won her first Academy Award, but more importantly, she reclaimed her voice as an adult artist. 3 years later, The Silence of the Lambs solidified her power. Clarice Starling, determined, intelligent, composed, became not just a character, but a mirror for Jodie's own resilience. The success opened doors, money, and freedom. It allowed her to choose projects, to direct, and to slowly construct the quiet, steady life she had always wanted. Through the 1990s and 2000s, she shaped her career with intention, directing Little Man Tate, starring in Contact, grounding thrillers like Panic Room, then shifting focus again toward storytelling behind the camera. Her work in television, Orange is the New Black, House of Cards, Black Mirror, revealed a filmmaker with discipline and a taste for complex, emotional worlds. By the time she received the Cecil B. DeMille Award in 2013, she had already built a legacy that needed no explanation. With decades of work behind her, she no longer chased the world. She shaped it quietly, choosing stories that challenged her and a life that protected her peace. Her success gave her something she had searched for since childhood: stability, control, and the freedom to retreat into a world she could finally call her own. Her long journey built the quiet stability she has today, and that peace is reflected clearly in the Beverly Hills home she now keeps. Let's step inside. Mansion in Beverly Hills. Set on a quiet corner lot in Beverly Hills, the home carries the signature of architect Edward Fickett, often referred to as the Frank Lloyd Wright of the 1950s. Fickett was known for designs that prioritized natural light, a strong connection between architecture and its surroundings, and seamless transitions between indoor and outdoor living. All of those principles are evident in this approximately 6,900 square foot residence, a space that feels both private and open to the green canyon views below. The elevated entry pathway leads to a large pivot door, a hallmark of mid-century design. White exterior walls, tall trees lined along the approach, and gentle lighting across the facade create a balance between modern restraint and classic charm. Inside, exposed ceiling beams, full-height glass walls, and light wood flooring open into a bright, expansive layout where natural light takes center stage. The living room follows a simple, modern composition. A large stone fireplace, crisp white and black tones, neutral furnishings, and intentional open space that maintains the calm characteristic of mid-century homes. From here, the entire interior flows outward to the backyard, offering a direct view of the curved, pebble-finished pool and manicured lawn, a layout that gives the home a continual resort-like atmosphere. The 12-foot galley kitchen is a standout feature. A large marble island, dual Wolf induction cooktops, a sub-zero refrigerator, and matching cabinetry reflect professional-level planning. The kitchen connects directly to the dining area, where sliding glass doors open onto a spacious outdoor patio, complete with long dining tables, outdoor seating, and greenery that create a true Beverly Hills alfresco setting. Nearby is the entertainment zone, featuring a marble-topped bar, hidden storage, curated art displays, and a piano positioned under a two-story skylight. The entire space blends function and aesthetics in a balanced way, supporting everyday living while preserving the quiet and discreet lifestyle that defines Jodie Foster. Upstairs, a wide staircase with a black railing runs along a tall window wall, guiding the view toward the master suite. The primary bedroom includes a beige stone fireplace, dual sofas, a neutral palette, and doors leading to a private balcony overlooking the garden. The spa-style bathroom features a large stone bathtub, built-in shelving, gold fixtures, and natural light from above. Additional guest suites continue the home's mid-century DNA with minimalism, brightness, and a close visual connection to nature. The outdoor area includes multiple terraces, a built-in BBQ, umbrella-shaded dining spaces, and private seating zones along the white exterior walls. The landscaping is carefully maintained, creating an open but sheltered environment, a crucial element for a public figure who values privacy as deeply as Foster does. Overall, the property is a strong example of how mid-century architecture can be preserved and elevated without losing its original character. Every detail, from the large pivot door and exposed beams to the full glass walls and pebble pool, reflects a tight harmony between aesthetics, function, and a discreet lifestyle. This is the type of home that stands out, private enough for a celebrity who protects her personal life, yet refined enough to represent the timeless sophistication of Hollywood. And from this mid-century sanctuary in Beverly Hills, Foster's story continues westward to Calabasas, where her other home reflects a quieter house in Calabasas. Set inside the guard-gated community of Calabasas Park Estates, Jodie Foster's Calabasas residence reflects the kind of quiet luxury long associated with her private life. With roughly 3,500 square feet of space, the home is arranged with 5 bedrooms and 5 living areas, all connected through light-filled, open interiors that frame sweeping views of the surrounding hills. The main living room is bright and understated. Crisp white walls, broad windows, and a clean fireplace set the tone for a space built around calm rather than display. Natural light pours across the neutral sofas and pale wood floors, creating a soft atmosphere that feels both lived in and carefully considered. Just a few steps away, the kitchen opens seamlessly into the living areas. A polished, upgraded workspace with a dark center island, stone countertops, Viking appliances, a sub-zero refrigerator, and a breakfast corner wrapped in greenery from the windows outside. The dining room faces the backyard through wide French doors, letting the outdoor landscape become part of the home's rhythm. A few steps further, the family room serves as a quiet retreat where Foster could review scripts, work privately, or simply disconnect. Upstairs, the master suite is defined by high ceilings, serene colors, and windows that capture the rolling Calabasas hills. A dedicated workspace sits by the window, while the spa-style bathroom, finished with stone, soft metallic fixtures, and natural light, brings a sense of renewal to the everyday routine. The outdoor areas mirror the relaxed California lifestyle. A free-form pool edged with natural stone, a raised spa, and a gathering terrace built around a full BBQ station. Woven seating, manicured hedges, and long views toward the ridgeline make the backyard feel like its own retreat. At dusk, the hills catch the last of the sun, and on certain nights, the moon rises directly above the ridge, a quiet spectacle visible right from the poolside. Altogether, the property embodies the qualities that define Foster's approach to home: elegant but unpretentious, modern yet warm, and private without feeling locked away. It is the kind of Calabasas residence that balances comfort, security, and clean architectural lines. A haven perfectly suited for someone who has spent decades valuing peace over spotlight. Do you think this home is beautiful? Does it feel peaceful to you? Let us know in the comments below. And now, let's learn about the simple, rustic cars that have accompanied her over the years. Car collection. For years, the long black Lincoln Town Car moved beside her, the kind of sedan that didn't announce itself but always arrived exactly when she needed calm. She often used it during busy work stretches in New York, sitting in the quiet rear seat with a publicist or assistant nearby while the city slipped past the tinted windows. With about 239 horsepower and a ride so smooth it felt like floating, the town car became a mobile buffer between her and the chaos outside. Today, depending on condition, it sits around $20,000 to $30,000, but its real worth was in the quiet space it created during long studio days. Life changed, and her needs changed with it. The shift toward family brought the Lexus RX 400HE, a hybrid SUV chosen not for show but for safety and balance. With a mix of electric softness and gasoline strength that made every acceleration feel controlled and respectful. The steering felt light, the suspension gentle, and the cabin quiet enough that she could think clearly even in traffic. On the market today, it ranges from $6,000 to $10,000, yet for her, the emotional value sits in all the ordinary moments it protected. School mornings, quick errands, the kind of daily life. Each one holds a small chapter of her private world, from demanding workdays to the calm routine of family. And from here we move to the bigger picture, the assets she has accumulated over the years and the lives they are supporting. Income and net worth. Her money story begins with a number that shocks even Hollywood. More than $100 million earned simply from film salaries during the peak of her career. But the real journey does not start at the top. It starts with a child actor earning tiny checks from commercials and small television roles, never imagining that those early jobs would one day build the financial foundation of a Hollywood legend. As she grew, the roles grew with her. The Accused brought her first major recognition, but it was the decade that followed that changed her fortune forever. In the mid-1990s, everything shifted. Studios wanted her not just for her talent, but for her name, a name that guaranteed audiences. That demand turned into numbers. $5 million for Maverick, $9.5 million for Nell, $9 million for Contact. And then came the blockbusters. $15 million for Anna and the King, $12 million for Panic Room, $13 million for Flight Plan, and another $15 million for The Brave One. Each film was not just a job, It was a step closer to creative control, financial freedom, and the quiet lifestyle she fought so long to protect. Her earnings did not come only from acting. Jodie became her own force behind the camera, directing films like Little Man Tate, Home for the Holidays, The Beaver, and Money Monster, along with high-profile episodes of Orange is the New Black, House of Cards, and Black Mirror. Directing brought in steady commissions and allowed her to own her work in ways acting never could. Combined with producer fees and long-term profit participation, her income became layered, not flashy, but strong and lasting. Real estate became her anchor. In 2012, she invested $11,750,000 into a private Beverly Hills estate, a sanctuary designed for someone who values silence more than spotlight. The property became her long-term base, the quiet center of a life built on intention and privacy. Before settling here, she lived in a $6 million home nearby, and in 2005, she bought a Calabasas property for $2,250,000, a home she kept in the family for years. All of these choices, the films she carried, the stories she directed, the properties she invested in, built a life defined by stability and control, not noise. Jodie Foster has always shaped her world with intention, creating a steady, quiet foundation that protects her peace and the people she cares about. Now, let us move into the place where her success becomes something larger than herself. Her philanthropy. Philanthropy. Education became her first mission. Wanting to open doors for students who came from difficult beginnings, she funded scholarships and literacy programs across California. One of her most meaningful projects was her long-term support for the Union Rescue Mission, where she contributed more than $500,000 to expand their youth education services. Her compassion extended to survivors of violence. After starring in films like The Accused, she supported organizations that provided therapy, legal aid, and emergency housing to women in crisis. Jodie donated more than $1 million over the years to groups like the Rape Treatment Center in Santa Monica. Her environmental efforts grew from a different place, a love for quiet landscapes and the peace she protects so fiercely at home. Jodie supported forest conservation groups and clean water initiatives, contributing over $500,000 to programs that restore natural habitats in California. And then there were the causes she supported without publicity. Over $200,000 went into film preservation programs to protect historical archives. She helped fund Children's Hospital Los Angeles, supporting families facing long, difficult nights. She contributed to LGBTQ youth programs, offering safe spaces for children who often felt unseen, a cause deeply personal to her. Through it all, her charity reflects the same lifestyle she lives every day: quiet, intentional, refined, and deeply human. And behind all those quiet contributions is her private life, where simple habits and loved ones make up who Jodie is outside the spotlight. Personal life. Today, Jodie Foster lives a life built on steadiness and the people she trusts most. Her home is shared with her wife, Alexandra Hedison, the actress turned photographer whose calm creativity matches Jodie's quiet nature. The two have grown into a partnership that feels balanced and private, the kind of relationship Jodie once only hoped for during the more chaotic years of her career. Her two sons are now adults, building their own futures, but they remain close to her. She talks about them with a softness that only a mother who protected her children from fame can understand. Most of Jodie's days now revolve around work she truly wants to do. She still reads scripts, develops ideas, and mentors younger filmmakers, often inviting a few trusted collaborators to her home studio. She enjoys being behind the scenes more than in front of the camera, choosing projects with care rather than urgency. Those who work with her say the same thing. She is focused, precise, and warm in a quiet, steady way. Travel in recent years has been shaped by purpose rather than impulse. She spends time in New York when Alexandra has exhibitions, and she often travels to Europe for film festivals or directing commitments. France remains a place that feels familiar to her, not for nostalgia, but because she values the privacy and respect she always finds there. At home, her favorite routines are simple but meaningful. She keeps a structured schedule, works on new ideas in long stretches of concentration, and ends most days with her family close by. She also spends time supporting Alexandra's creative projects, attending openings, reviewing images, and helping shape new concepts. It is one of the rare parts of her life she enjoys sharing publicly, a partnership built on art, trust, and mutual encouragement. What defines Jodie Foster today is not fame or awards, but a sense of clarity. She has shaped a life that is private, intentional, and protected, a quiet world where she can focus on the people and work that matter most. If Jodie Foster's quiet but powerful life story inspired you, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more Hollywood lifestyle journeys. Tell us in the comments which star you want to explore next. We're ready to bring you the story worth watching.